What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. I just want to make this quick video so that way you could hear what this thing sounded like. I know a lot of you have been requesting to see me review this pedal, so let me know down in the comments specifically what you would like to see. I posted a poll recently and it seems like the consensus was people really want to see this shot out against other modelers in the same price range, so I will definitely be doing that. Like I said, there will be some more videos coming up with this, maybe some tone questing videos as well. Just kind of up to you guys and what you want to see. I have my Solar V 1.6 FRC plugged into the 𝗦𝗣𝗘𝗖𝗓𝗏, whatever, MG-30. We're going directly out into my audio interface, meaning we are using the IRs that are included with the pedal, and this is what the very first default patch sounds like when you load it up. All right, let's dive in and start making our own tone here. So this wheel is actually a four-way control here, and then you press it in to engage it. Otherwise, when you turn the wheel, it will just go through your different presets. In this chain, we have a noise gate here. This is one of the more interesting things of the MG-30, and also was one of the things that I really liked about the MG-300 as well. The user interface is really, really excellent. I love the color display, and I love that they just kind of unapologetically show you the pedals that they are emulating. So you can see here, this is clearly a Boss NS2, and these controls can be changed by using these little potentiometers down here. We have a wah and a compressor. Those aren't engaged, but we'll come back to them. The E-effects blocks is mostly distortions and overdrives. So if we go through here, we have the distortion plus, an RC boost, an AC boost, distortion 1, tube screamer, blues drive, morning drive, eat distortion, pretty clear what that's supposed to be, red dirt, crunch, muff fuzz, and the last one is katana. So really interesting there. Again, I really like the interface. I really like the colors. I really like that you clearly know what kind of pedal you're emulating without having to get out the manual and look it up. Let's stick with the tube screamer here. We're gonna turn the drive all the way down. We'll leave the tone knob about there, and then the level is gonna go all the way up. Now we have a dual rectifier loaded up, and let's turn the boost off while we're dialing this in, because I just wanna show you something here. Then you can turn each one of the blocks on or off quickly by just pressing these buttons here. So let's turn that and the EQ off. And if you press and hold the buttons, you can quickly go to that block without having to use the little joystick thing here. So this is just the dual rec at the stock settings. I actually find myself wanting to turn up the bass pretty dramatically compared to a real dual rectifier. Now if you press in the number 2 potentiometer, it will take you to the second page where you have even more controls here. Now, although this does sound excellent, and I really don't want this to come off as like a knock on the 𝗦𝗣𝗘𝗖𝗓 MG-30, it doesn't really sound like a dual rectifier. Like, if this is modeled after a dual rectifier, that is the tightest dual rectifier I have ever heard. And it doesn't have any of the characteristics from a dual rectifier that you normally have to dial out, like the fizzy top end or the really boomy low end. It just sounds like it's been pre-EQ'd for you, and that these controls don't really have a dramatic effect over the overall tone. So in the IR block, we actually have a third-party IR from Choptones. It's a Choptones Boogie 2x12, and this is actually what was loaded up stock on this patch, so I didn't add this IR. This is what was already here, but let's change this. Ooh, you can actually change it to acoustic guitars. That's kind of cool. What does a dual rectifier sound like through an acoustic guitar? Terrible. Okay. All right, so we have all of your classic amplifiers here. Some 2x12, some 1x12s, Marshall 1960 4x12, a Greenback 4x12, not sure, vintage 4x12, not a huge selection of 4x12s, there's only 3 4x12s. Well, let's go with the vintage 4x12 here, and let's change the microphone so you can see when I spin this knob, it actually changes the little graphic too, which is really cool. What do we want here? A 421 maybe? doesn't sound bad. It just feels like it's missing a lot of low end. Let's open up the global settings here. And so you can see the output mode we can change in between studio. We can change in, you know, if we're gonna be plugging it into the front of a stack, or the front of a combo, or the rear of a combo, meaning the effects return. We're just gonna stick with studio direct mode, but what we're gonna do here is we're gonna dramatically boost this low end. And just a little notch to the highs too. Let's go back to the amp block here. Let's start at the beginning here. We have a Jazz Clean, Deluxe Reverb, Bassmate, Tweedy, Twin Reverb, High Wire, Cali Crunch, Class A15, Class A30, Plexi 100, Plexi 45, Brit 800, 1987 X50, Slow 100, Friedman HBE, Dual Rectifier, Die VH4, Vibro King, Buddha, Mr. Z38, Super Reverb, Brit Blues, Match, Brit 2000, Uber, AG, I don't know what that is, AGL, Bass Guy, MLD, Optima Air, Stageman, and that's actually a NUX amp it looks like. Okay, so you can kind of tell from the little icons here which amps these are emulating. Let's check out the Slow 100 here. I'm actually kind of surprised they don't have a 5150 in here. Maybe we'll get that with an update. Okay, let's dial this in a little bit. The master volume does kind of affect the fatness on the low end, which is a nice touch because that's the way it would really work on an amplifier. We're gonna leave that down, try to keep it tight. Let's go to the second page here. Let's go back over here to the IR. I'm gonna use that Chop Tones IR because I'm just not getting it out of that. Yeah, the Chop Tones IR sounds significantly better. I'm not gonna do any EQ here, but let's go through. I will show you the different mods that we have. A CE1 course, a CE2 course, Saint course, Vibrator, Detune, Flanger, Phase 90, Phase 100, SCF, a U-Vibe, Tremolo, Rotary, Harmonist. All right, there you go. For those of you who are always asking me how good the pitch shifter sounds, it sounds pretty good. There's a lot of like really rich low end in that too, which I think sounds cool, but that's not what we're doing here. Let's go into the delays and see the different delays. We have an analog delay, a digital delay, a modulation delay, a tape echo, a reverse delay, a pan delay, a duo time, and that's it there. And then let's go over to the reverb. We have room, hall, plate, spring, shimmer. So not a ton of different options in the effects department, but to be honest with you, sometimes less is more if those effects sound really good, which we'll check out here in 1 second. Let's throw this tube screamer back on this guy and see what that sounds like. Okay, again, it sounds really good. I just kind of wish the stock IRs sound a little bit better. But they do include that Chop Tones Mesa 2x12 IR, which really helps out. Try the tape echo. cool. I like it. Let's try something else though. Let's try this duotone. Yeah, the effects sound really good so far. Let's go over to the reverb here. You know I like some shimmer reverb. Let's do a lot of decay and a lot of shimmer as well. Yeah, the shimmer reverb sounds really excellent as well. So pressing both the buttons opens up the looper, and these actually feel really, really nice. Just want to point that out. The foot switches feel a lot more sturdy than a lot of other pedals in this price range. I know that's probably a totally uninteresting feature, but just wanted to mention it. And then we can play the drum sounds here. Oh, hey, look, we actually have a metal section. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually kind of fun. I always think it's really silly when these sort of units have drum machines, but you know what? This actually has a really good purpose, and that is for practicing, because sometimes practicing to a metronome is sort of boring. Yeah, not exactly the same, and even though these drums sound kind of cheesy, probably prefer practicing to these drums more than an actual metronome. Special thanks to all my awesome patrons for helping me bring you videos like this one, and if you are interested in joining my Patreon, there's a link for that in the description below. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. It really goes a long way into helping me get this video in front of more people, and I am eternally grateful for all of you that do it. All right, I think that's it. Until next time, bye guys.